everybody, it's Sam at Mixed Up Craft. Thank you for watching my tutorial today. I'm going to be showing you how to make any card that you like with your own voice recorder inside. So this is something that I've actually been sitting on for a while. I purchased these a while ago now when I was at my nan's, and I brought her one of those. I think Build-A-Bear is pretty much worldwide, and you can record a voice, and I done one of these Build-A-Bears for my nan many years ago, and I saw it and heard it again, and I thought that would be great to do in a card. I wonder if anybody sells them. Had a look online and I found some. So this is the card. So this is the front, really nice. I'll show you how I done all the decoration as well. And then when you open it up,
happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to whoever gets this card, happy birthday to you.
Okay, so this is a 30-second recording little device, which I'll show you in a moment. You can get 10-second, 20-second and 30-second. I'm sure there's probably more that are, will record for longer out there if you want to. Now, this can be, you can rewrite over them. So I will show you how to use it all in a moment, but it was mainly to kind of just do a basic kind of card really, and then you can incorporate this any way you want. Once you see how they work, it took me a while to understand them, to be honest. It came with no instructions at all. They just told me that they were light activated, but until you actually start to make it in a card, you have to kind of play around a little bit. So I'm hoping now that I've done all that hard work for you. Again, when you open it up,
happy birthday to you, happy birthday to whoever gets this card, happy birthday to you.
Okay, so around here, once you get familiar with it, there's a little click. If I hold that down, now you've got that beep. It's now recording, and you hold your finger down on that. I'm going to show you this again with the actual device when we get it, but now this is recording. Everything I'm saying, I'm holding my finger down. Now when I remove it, it does 2 beeps, and that means it's now taken your recording. So that is now all in there. And I'm not sure if there's a maximum time that you can record over them. I know these play for, I think, 1,000 times. So, I mean, that's more than enough. So now if I close that up, it's light activated. So there is black in amongst here to just make sure that's really nice and dark when it's inside. But now
You've got that beat, it's now recording, and you hold your finger down on that. I'm going to show you this again with the actual device when we get it.
And it will go off as soon as you close it. So that's recorded everything. I can go over that again when I go to actually give this to somebody, because I won't be selling these. I'm going to keep these for me to give to family and friends. Another thing is this records very well, and it records music. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying it does record very well. But if you're going to sell these cards publicly, then I wouldn't be selling them with anything that is it's copyright. So yeah, this is what we're going to make. I'll show you everything I've used on top. It's really easy. It really is. It's just, I thought, a nice fun thing to add to this creative card series. I have a box here. This is the same box that I used on the Concertina garden card. So this is your 5x7 1-inch dimensional envelope, because there's a lot of dimension to this, and it's got a 1/4 inch kind of width to it, because you need to give the actual little device space. Yeah, I think it all works really nice. Makes a lovely, really special gift. So if you want to send someone a personal note, for the servicemen abroad, or working, so I know that we used to do this for my dad when he was away, because he was in the Navy for a long time. We would send voice messages, little recordings and cards and stuff. So it's really nice. I think a lot of you are going to really enjoy this. Okay, so this is how they look. So I picked up 5 of these for $7.96. They're not the cheapest, so it is going to be for those special cards. But how they use them is they literally just stuck this. This is double-sided tape. They just stuck that in the card like that. So you saw all of this. It looked awful. I thought, I get the concept's great, but you've got to cover that up, because that does not look nice for someone opening a card. So that's what I've been playing around with, and I wanted to make sure I got it right. But yeah, I'll share the links to these. It was either Amazon or eBay. And like I said, you can get the 10-second, 20 and 30. Once you get them, there is nothing on here that tells me this is 30-second, but it is. So if you do buy different ones, it's worth keeping them in bags and writing on them, because yeah, that's it. They came like that. No instructions, nothing. So I had to play around with them for a while. So I'm using the Secret Garden Dovecraft papers for today's, and the one that I've already showed you. Now this is all my stuff, because you kind of want to make the inside quite dark, so I'll talk through that in a moment. So you want a piece here which is 11 by 7, and you're going to score at 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 5 1/2, 5 3/4, and 10 3/4. Okay, Then you want a piece of 10 by 7, and you're just going to score at 5. Okay. So what's going to happen is if we first of all just fold and burnish all of these score lines. Be careful because obviously some of them, you know, they are very small, but you want to make sure you do get them perfect, because this is going to give our card our shape and a little pocket for the actual voice recorder to fit in. Okay, so on the left hand side, when we first scored, we scored at 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 an inch. That is always got to be on the left hand side. So those 2 score lines here on the left, you've got your middle score, like 2 here, and then you've got this 1/4 inch. This will always be on the right. So you want to make sure you've always got it in that orientation. This is all going to fold around, and this second 1/4 of an inch piece here will end up sticking against that one. This is going to be a hinge which we are going to stick our front onto and close it up. So basically this width here is what our circuit's going to sit in. Okay, just that little bit there. I'll talk you through the mats and the layers when we get to decorating, but now let's get straight into preparing this. Okay, so this, like I said, this is how it comes, and you've got the double-sided tape. This is your speaker, and I think this is just picks up, I don't know, because you never see it, it gets stuck right down, so I'm not entirely sure what it is, but this little piece here, this red dot, whatever it is, that is the light detector. That is what needs to be covered and then lifted. The card will lift and that will get exposed. So again, if I show you here on the card,
now you've got that beat, it's now recording, and
you've got that tiny dot there. And it's
you
that dot that is got that little red bit just there inside. Okay, sorry, because that's going to keep talking. In fact, let me just...
Now you've got that beat, it's now...
So I just recorded nothing then. I held my finger down, then wait for the first beep, then just leave it, holding down, then let go, you get the 2 beeps. And now, I close that up. Okay, so that's it. Now I can show you that in the tutorial and it's not going to keep hearing me talk. Okay, so I've got here this paper. Again, always remember those 2 score lines are on the left hand side. This is going to be the inside of my card. So I've got this pattern paper here, and it's actually going to work quite well, because what I'm going to try and do is have the centre of one of these flowers as my hole punched hole for this to sit behind. Okay, so I've got my X-cut circle, screw punch, but you can obviously use just a normal hole punch. But if you've got a normal hole punch, you're restricted, obviously, how far in you can go. With this here, I can go all over it and punch my hole. But again, if you don't have that, you can just cut a little square. So there's other ways if you've got a cutting knife and things like that. But what I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to stick this down, and then I can actually see kind of what flower is going to be best. I think I've kind of roughly think I know which one. I'm just going to pop that in there. So this mat here is 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. So it's just slightly smaller than the 5 by 7 area that I've got here. Okay, I love this paper, it's really, really nice. Then I'm going to open it up this way because I need to obviously punch my hole. But you can have this any way you want. It doesn't have to be up that way. So I'm going to have it on its side here. Remembering that this here, it's got a little P next to it. Again, I don't know what any of this means, but I'm going to have, I think, that one, and it's going to come out of this middle of the flower there. Okay, so I'm going to punch a hole. If you've got one of these, I know lots of you have, I'm using the largest one because it is exactly the same size as that little light detector. So now I've punched my hole, you can just see my finger behind it there. Now that it doesn't come through, but you can see there it's just behind it, but I think it blends in really, really well. I mean, that one is still fine. You know, at the end of the day, this is a voice recorder, so people are going to expect there to be an area for the sound to come through. But it's still, you know, I might put something decorative around that, but don't cover it. Possibly vellum. You might be able to put some vellum over it. I haven't tried because I didn't really want to interfere with it too much, but I've got lots of room here. I'm going to write my message, you know, and stamp it on some plain white paper and then stick that into that section there. So now I'm happy that that's going to go there, like this. what you need to do is hold this in place. Oh no, before we do that, sorry. Then you've got these two pieces here, which we want to stick inside both sides. And this is just going to kind of black everything out. It's just going to help that card. I don't know if it does actually need this. Again, I just put all these measures into place because what I didn't want happening is someone taking it out of the box and the light kind of get into it before the person's even opened the card. So then I've got these two pieces of fun foam, which I'm going to cut down, but they're going to go there and there to help support the card because I don't want it to cave in, but also to help block in any light that might come through the top and the bottom of the card. Okay, so I mean, once you play around with these, but I thought these are just quick, simple things to do. And you know, what have you got to lose? You know, you don't want to waste money and stick it all together and then find out that there's light has got in somewhere and it's not working how you want to. So just do these couple of extra bits and I think it's gonna guarantee that it will work. This is really scrap paper if you're wondering why it's all creased, because I thought I'm not going to just cut into a brand new piece, so I just I got it out of my bin. But once the glue's down, it all flattens out and you will never know because you're not going to see it anyway. So I'm just going to stick these two. Again, these are the same measurement as my front piece, so 4 7/8 of an inch by 6 7/8 of an inch. I probably should have stuck this one in before I punched that hole, but it's fine, I can just go over it. Okay, so then I'm just going to go back over, just punch that back out again. Okay, right, so now we're ready to stick this down. So I want to line it up. Yeah, so take the backing off. I'm going to hold this down. Doesn't matter if it's not straight inside, but you want to make sure that that stays right there. Like so. Perfect. So you can see mine's crooked there, but it doesn't matter. That's another one that I've done. So now if I, again, you'll feel your little, wherever that is, it's always to the right hand side, or well, when it's upright you see it's off to the right hand side, so you'll just need to remember which way you put it in, but if you feel around you'll find it straight away. And the other thing with this is, don't think it's easy for someone to record over, because that would have to have constant pressure on it, like so, and now it's recording again because you imagine something squashing it. So are these going to travel well in the post? Yes, as long as you put them in another box. You don't want them to get squashed, so let go. Got to have those two beeps and then you know you've got the recording done. And then obviously we need to close cover that because it's light reactive, so it's not been kind of closed off yet until we put the lid on, but you'll hear that again in a moment. But you see what I mean, you can feel it, so don't worry if you think you're not going to, because you will. Then with these bits here, because this is a 1/4 inch height on the sides, I've just put two pieces of fun foam together in a colour that's kind of going to coordinate with the card. So I'm going to have those pieces there, and then I want to have one piece right along the top. So I'm going to just stick these together. I'm just going to grab my red tape. Okay, so I've just prepped all my pieces and I've cut some of them down because I need to put a strip along here. Obviously it's quite a small area. Now these are, it depends what depth you want them, but they're all 4 7/8, just slightly shorter again of that 5 by 7 width. It took me a while to get that backing off there. So this one, so you want to make sure it just lines up with the black that you've already laid down, and it's just going to help keep out any light that might kind of get in there before. So that's that one there, and then I'm going to pop this one down. Again, always make sure you got your 2 score lines on the left hand side. This one I'm going to pop just a little bit up from the bottom because you don't want it to be, you know, really noticeable. And then I've got those that I'm just going to pop in there, and this is just to obviously help block out any light, but also to give the card support, because you don't want it to cave in and kind of dip, because obviously it needs that support because it's got that piece there. So again, I'm just going to edit this all out because I'm struggling. I can't find my pokey tool anywhere. I could put another bit there if I want to, but I think it's going to be okay. So again, I think I had, I'll use this thing here. Okay, and then you just want to take all of the backing off. Oh my god, that was a fight to get that off. Anyway, we're there now. I'm just going to re-burnish that one a bit. So now you want to fold everything over. Make sure you keep everything nice and straight, which it should anyway, and just stick that down. Okay, so you can see that's all secure, like so. Okay, so next we want to add on our front. So I'm going to use the red tape here. So you just want to turn it over and you're just going to add tape along the outer 1/4 inch piece, okay, because you've got two, you're just putting it on the... Oh. You can see there, because I turned it over, it went dark, because obviously it was covered. So they work really well. But as soon as you stop that light, it will, yeah, it will turn off. So now I'm just going to take the backing off of this piece. There we go, I've just got rid of that sound because otherwise it's just going to keep going off. So now I'm just going to stick this on the outer piece, like so. And again, just make sure that's all nice and secure. And then all on this inside piece I'm going to add my wet glue. So you just want to add the glue over the first score line. Well, actually, because you do want to stick that, it's up to you whether you want to stick this against this piece here. You can leave it. I'm going to just leave it just to show you how it looks, and then you can decide if you want to stick it down. So if you want to stick both down, you just want to add glue now to everything, even the inner 1/4 inch piece, okay? But if I just stick this right over, so now it's going to conceal that little kind of hinge. Okay, so I've just done a quick test record on it because before it had nothing on it because I was doing the tutorial and it was annoying me, so I went over it. So now I'm just resetting it by making sure it's dark, and then okay, I recorded that quite far away, so the closer you are, obviously the louder it will be. You obviously have got the speaker in there. If you did want to, you could cut a hole on the back for the speaker. It's up to you. I mean, this one here, I done, hang on, no, did I do this one? No, I haven't. If I do, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I've done this so many times. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so when you're closer, so I took that off camera because I had it right up to my mouth, it's nice and loud. Okay, so that is the card done, but like I said, I am going to add glue along that bit because if you don't, that ends up kind of poking out and it stops your hinge kind of where it just catches. So I'm just going to run just a thin bead of glue down here. So this tutorial is really just about getting this voice recorder working, you know, and yeah, making a nice card with it. So this is a basic card because I think first of all, do it on something like this, get used to it, and then, you know, we can start using it on some other things. So yeah, I've got lots of nice ideas for this one. Okay, so that's all stuck down better now. So then I'm going to decorate the front. So I've got this piece here, which is 4 7/8 by 6 7/8, and this is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So I'm just going to mat and layer over the top. If I bring this one over, you can see what I've done there. So I've used all of the Secret Garden, well, not all of it, but a lot of the accessories. I'm going to pretty much follow that same pattern. So I'm going to stick these mats and layers down, and then I'm just going to speed up the video and yeah, show you when it's all finished. Okay, so I've decorated my card. there it is, all finished. I love it, and I love the holographic cardstock just poking through there. Just add some sparkle. Finished it off with some little gems. The only difference is I didn't add the bunting on this one. I thought I'd leave it off. But now when you open it up,
Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, I don't know who this is for. Happy birthday to you.
so that was just a quick test there, but there was a little bit of crackling at the beginning of that one as well. But like I said, you can rewrite over them. At the minute, I've probably rewrote over quite a few of these a few times, so I'm hoping that there isn't a kind of limit on that. But I know it did say that it will play for up to 1,000 times. So yeah, that's probably included in all the replays, I guess, and sorry, overriding it, you know, rewriting over it. So yeah, and there's that one.
Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, blah, 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 blah.
So I don't know whether that one might be a slight dud, because I didn't record, I guess, particularly close on that, but it's not as clear as this one. So, and I've got another one which I'd already done and given to somebody, and that one was perfect. So yeah, they've probably all been made in China. I can't guarantee that every single one is going to be perfect, so I'm putting it out there now. This is all new to me, but yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've done this yourself. Maybe you've purchased some and you can recommend some other sites and stuff, but they're the only ones that I found at the moment. So yeah, let me know. Pop anything in the comment boxes below. So yeah, that's it from me. Like I said, the box for this is on the Concertina garden card, and that would have been linked in up here somewhere, so just go to that. It's, you want to go in at 13 minutes and 42. Again, I'll put a little box up here just telling you that. I will do some box tutorials separately, so it's easy then for me to just tell you to revert to that tutorial rather than go into another one. So that is on my list of things to do. But until next time, hope you've enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you have, and subscribe to my channel so you get to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye.